Welcome to Easy Math TV. We're going to finish up our discussion of the Rule of 78, and our purpose today is really just to compare when you're making your monthly payments on these two types of loans. I want to compare, or I just want to visualize the difference between how much goes to interest and how much goes to principal, and then like actually compare how our balance is going down with each situation. So basically, before I show you all those formulas, um, since all these numbers are accurate, I want to come down here to payment number 10 to just illustrate something. So just at the 10th payment, so we haven't even finished a year, and we're at month number 10 out of 30. So we're about a third of the way into our loan. And if we were just under a standard uniform payment situation where the interest payments were the same every month, our balance due would be $15,333.33. So that's at payment number 10 over here. But on the right, we see that our balance due is $16,322.58. Very close to a full $1,000 off. And it just gets worse and worse as you go down. The discrepancy or the difference between what you still owe under the standard loan versus the Rule of 78 loan is it's just stark, the difference between the two. So essentially, the Rule of 78 loan is just not a good idea if you have any hope at all or any chance at all of paying off the loan early. I you know, there's really nothing wrong with it if you actually plan on keeping the loan for the full length of it, and you just want to ride it out. But there are some downsides to what happens at the beginning of the loan in the first bunch of payments, especially because so much of it is going to interest. Okay. So if you want to set up one of these spreadsheets for yourself, um, in a previous video we did this. We did everything that you see here in row 3. So if you wanted to see that, you need to go back to the video right before this one, and we're just going to start where we left off here. So the two balances that you see on each side. So this is loan A. You're going to have a balance that's just equal to $B $3. That's the balance that's brought down to D5. Over here in I5, under loan B scenario, we have equals $B $3 again. So we're just going to copy the number that we put in B3 into those two cells. And then now we have all the information that we need to fill out this whole row here. I'm going to have to not talk about this column all the way on the right because I haven't been able to keep the video short enough for that. So we'll have to talk about that another time, or maybe you could ask me a question about it down below if you want. So the payment numbers are as we've done with previous amortizations. Just put the numbers in 1 all the way down to 30. So you can actually see that the numbers stop at 30 on both sides. So I would put those numbers all the way down to 30 right now. So start with that. And then up here, so that now you put your formulas in. So in B6, we type equals $3. So again, you can pause the video if you want, just to kind of stare at this and make sure that you have the formula in correctly. That's in cell B6, and it's equals $3. Sadly, there aren't any built-in functions in Excel for this, so we have to calculate them by hand. Under the portion that goes to principal, it's equals, F is in Frank, $3 minus B6. So that's Frank, $3 minus Bravo 6 in C6. Then in cell D6, we have equals D5 minus C6. So D5 is the number that's directly above, and then we're subtracting the number that's directly to the left. So equals David 5 minus Charlie 6. And those are the three calculations for loan A. For loan B, again, we have payment numbers going down, and we just keep in mind that our monthly payment for both of these is $920. So together, the interest and the principal has to equal 920 in both of these cases. So when you add 153.33 plus 766.67, you should get 920. And then over here, when we add 296.77 plus 623.23, add those two numbers up, you should get $920 as well. So pay attention to this interest calculation because it's very complicated. It has parentheses in it, so I'm just going to read it across twice. And this is the interest portion under the rule of 78. Okay, and it involves that rule of 78 number that we had. So notice $3 is part of this calculation here. Okay, so we are in cell G6, and we want to type equals $3 times parenthesis $3 minus F6 plus 1 close parenthesis slash $3. Again, that's equals $3 times parenthesis $3 minus F6 plus 1 close parenthesis slash $3. Okay? Hit enter, and our first interest payment is $296.77. The principal is equals F as in Frank, $3 minus G6, and that's located in cell H6. So you have to subtract the interest plus the principal has to equal 920, okay? The remaining balance is already a little bit more. Even just after the first payment, we would have had a better balance due under the loan A than we have under loan B. So our balance is equals I5, so the cell right above, minus H6, which is the cell right to the left of this. And that's in cell I6. So what you want to type into I6 is equals I5 minus H6. Hit enter, and we can't go into this. So if you highlight two rows at a time, the way I have it colored and everything, and then in the lower right corner, if you've got all your numbers in place, so like Excel will do this thing where if you have the numbers up to 30 already there, then you can actually double click in the lower corner here and it will automatically fill down to that last. It'll detect that there's a number to the left here and it'll just go that far. So we now have our complete schedule for both loan A and loan B. And we've already made a couple of observations about the differences between the two. So, so you can actually see that the primary differences has to do with two things. One is the amount of interest that you're paying in each payment is greater in the rule of 78, at least at first. And then the second thing is that you have a penalty for early repayment in a Rule of 78 loan much greater than you would in a standard simple interest loan. So like, subscribe, comment down below, share these videos with other people, especially people that you think might find them helpful, and hopefully that gives you the ability to work on some problems now.